Look up Pat Flannery on Brehon Law, YouTube, the great Shane O'Neill. The O'Neill can fuck anyone he wants in the tribe. That's the law, that's law that is, that's Gaelic law. You know, there's all of the great Gaelic chieftains were what they call today rapists. They used to take slaves and fuck them without their permission because they're slaves. There was 18 million people found, estimated, the proper estimates for the potato genocide, the potato judgment, the blight, the little blighters, is 18 million, not 8 million. My friend has it on paper, up in his gaff there. I'm going to get it on and produce it, show you the proper estimates. That means they've done a lot of fucking on this island. Now the women don't want to have any babies. They kill them off. They're in the Pope's death cult. The Pope sponsored the Normans to hack us to pieces and stop us from breeding because we kept driving them back. The Pope and the Vatican are our enemies. They don't want us to breed any children. So the women are all mentally ill. Do you ever see The Handmaid's Tale? That's what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to force the women to produce children because they're so fucked up from the United Nations education. They're so uneducated that they won't even produce any children. I was watching a load of them in town and they were standing like the lions in Braveheart. You ever watch the movie Braveheart? And they were screaming and shouting, they want to kill their babies. I want to kill my baby. My body, my choice. See, that's the foreigners' mentality. We're the tribe. We're called the tribe of Benjamin. So the body is not yours and the body is not your choice. Everybody in the tribe belongs to Jesus. Jesus says, be fruitful, be and multiply. That's what Jesus said. So everybody that's part of the faith, if you're not part of the faith, you're a heathen and you're going to be a captive. Get that through your skull. If you don't believe in Jesus and you don't follow the teachings of Jesus to be fruitful and multiply, you should be taken as a slave, as a mug. That's why they're called mugs. Doesn't matter what women think, what they taught you in school. That's all lies. And if you can't work it out now, by this stage in human history, that the governments are filling you full of shit and telling you lies, you are one thick, dumb bastard and you don't deserve to be free. Because you're a stupid mind slave. You're already a slave and you don't know it. What we're doing when we take over these lands, we're just trading you from one piece of slavery into another. You're already a slave. So don't be hating. You're going to say, you're going to make a slave out of me. I fucking hate him. Him and his men want to slave us off. You're already a slave. We want to free us. We're trying to free you and free your mind. You're so wrapped up in that matrix that you try and kill, the people try and kill anybody. They killed all the prophets that tried to free them. They killed loads of prophets, loads of apostles, loads of the redeemed of the Lord, what they now call saints, Satans, Patrick and stuff. They killed people. Saint Patrick, the first bishop, was stoned to death when he came to this place. He stoned him. Good. I want to develop what they call phosphorus flamethrower for strapping the people who teach the death cult up against a lamppost and whack them with it. Incinerate them in seconds up against a lamppost or something. That's what they need, because they're killing their teachings are killing off our people and our tribe. It's very dangerous stuff. So that's what you have to do. The great O'Neill, Shane O'Neill, could fuck anybody he wanted. Why I'm saying this is last night I went to a party and there was a group playing called Keela, and there was another group called Pure Pleasure, and the bloke was jumping around and he has a song called Let's Fuck, and he was giving out Jack Daniel whiskey. He runs out onto the stage, it's good crack, and pours whiskey into everybody's mouth. Well, everybody's off their nut, jumping around, let's fuck. That's what they were singing. So when I came back with the hippies, I tried to do a bit of hippie hop on the hippies, but they didn't want to fuck, because they don't produce. They're the worst kind of women. They sit around and talk bollocks all day. That's what they do. They have no children. They sit around and they talk about this, they talk about that. They have no husbands either. Their husbands can't stick them. They left them. They have no men because they're mad cunts they are. They talk bollocks and they go and have abortions, but they believe in free love when it suits them. You know what I mean? They sort of That's some sort of fucked up hippie cult they are. They're in a death cult. They have abortions. I know one of them had an abortion a while ago. They just killed off the tribe of Benjamin. I don't feel that women should have the right to kill off the tribe. What about the man? They don't care. They're cold, ruthless bastards they are. They couldn't give a fuck about the father. How many fathers in this country and in the country across the way begged on their knees for the women not to kill their children and have abortions, and they just ignored them? They do not care. They are cold, empty bastards they are. They're ruthless. And they try to fill up that empty space every now and again with letting a dickie in them. They're ruthless. They're no good. They're empty vessels. They carry no worth. An empty vessel carries no worth. They won't produce any children. This country is so empty of people, they have to keep bringing in foreigners from abroad to take up the jobs. Because we're dying. We're a dying nation. We're a dying race. I'm not prepared to sit back and let that happen. I can't believe they made a big deal because I groped a few of them. Says, you have to go now, you touched me. Fuck them. Dirty, dead bastards.